So I have got a reformer workout for you today, all based around the idea of leg kicks. So I'm starting on the jump board and I've got my legs in a little ballet first position, if that means anything to you. I've got some external rotation at the hip, heels are together, feet and knees are going out to the side. Very gentle little start, nice way to start with some breath work to bring the focus in. And you can do a few more here in all of these exercises. I'm going to whiz through just doing a few reps of each. One, if you're short of time and you just want to whiz through a little bit of everything, it works great. If you want to make it a fuller workout or you want to teach it as a fuller class, then you can spend a little bit more time on each section. What you missed as I was waffling there was just a little bit of ankle work. So we've got this kind of revisiting this theme of a little bit of ankle flexion, flexing those feet here, which I'm doing with both feet at the same time. So I'm stretching up, ankle flex, point and come in. I'm going to do that with the other foot. It's a nice idea when you're doing this to bring that supporting foot kind of more towards the center of the jump board, and same with that extending leg. It's going to the center line, not out to the side. So you have to make that micro adjustment, keep everything in the center. And the end of these few reps, we're adding in that foot flex, extend and bend in both legs. Stretch and flex, extend and come in. Okay, reset. We're going to go for a little hamstring stretch here because the theme is leg kicks. Lots of use of the legs, lots of extension. Nice moment to have a little hamstring stretch here. Okay, jump time. So I'm on this reformer. This is a peak Pilates reformer. I'm going for a middle spring. You want something fairly light. We're going for a hop and a swap here. So hop on the same leg and then swap to the other leg, taking that scissor action in the middle. And you've always got more time than you think here. People tend to panic through the jump board section. Take your time, make it slow and floaty. Stretch and bend, melt back into that jump board. You'll notice here I've added in a curl up as well. If you want to take it up to the next level, find and hold a curl up. Okay, we're going for some star jumps here. So the side kick element is a little kick out to the side. Launch, stretch, kick, bring together, land smoothly through that parallel position. I think I do maybe 8 to 10 here. Keep those legs long and then melt in. And to finish up this sequence, we're going into a side lying position here. And if you want to, you can add in this little lift up to the side. Whoop, stretch, lift, melt in. All the while aiming to keep that back nice and long, a little bit of support through the core here. Keep that breath nice and steady. Float away from the jump board, kick up and land smoothly. Awkward little shuffle round to the other side. Let's go again. Keeping nice and long. Lift, land smoothly, stretch, lift, land smoothly. Nice. Really nice way to get that feeling of stretch and then melting, controlling back down through that landing. We've got that flex foot, we've got that little bit of ankle flexion that's all coming together lovely. Okay, time to whiz off that jump board. We've got a little bit of abdominal work here and a little bit of upper body work. So I'm going to combine a chest press with a curl up, a little bit of open leg rocker prep and some shoulder strengthening as well. Oh, and of course, adding in our leg kick theme, adhering to our leg kick theme, we're going to take a little leg kick out to the side. Okay. So foot bars down, we're just going to take a chest press and then a curl up. Now you can either keep the knees open here, kind of just keeping it nice and simple in that external rotation, just like we did at the beginning of the session, or you can see what I'm doing here as I'm opening and then bringing it back down to parallel as I come in. So you get that little swivel, that little active rotation through the hip here. Either is fine. You'll also notice I'm not coming all the way up to a full roll up. We're going to keep it in that little mid part, a little half or 3/4 roll up. Your next level option is to add in that little kick to the side. And when I say kick, of course, I mean a smooth, controlled leg extension. Stretch out on diagonal, bring it back down. Stretch it out diagonal, bring it back down. Control it back down. Chest press, push up, exhale, curl up and hold. This is hard work for the shoulders once you get up here to hold those weights. These are 2.5 kilograms if you're wondering, but work with whatever you've got. Tin of beans, And then, of course, after a kick, you can progress it onto a double leg kick or a double leg extension, hence the open leg rocker preparation. Okay. Again, you can take as many of those as you want. And then I finish the sequence just by pumping through a few repetitions of that chest press just to get those arms going. Okay. But use that in whatever combination you need to. Foot bar is going back up. I'm going to add on a middle spring. So here I've got a combination of a red and a yellow, or a strong and a medium. We're keeping a hold of the hand weights, and we're going to do some single leg work. We're working back into that feeling of flexion through the foot and the ankle here. So I'm going to take a chest press again. I know she loves the chest press. And we're going to push into the heel on the foot bar, and we're going to push that heel up to the ceiling. So you've got that double flex through the ankle. We love revisiting things in a session. Stretching all the limbs, bending all the limbs. Keep it nice and smooth. Keep the breath nice and steady. I'm going into some wrist and ankle flexions and extensions here. And from here, I'm going to keep all the limbs straight. I'm going to take a chest fly with those arms, so take them out to the side. As you do that, one long leg comes down towards the foot bar, everything squeezes back up. Where your eyes are looking up above you, it's very satisfying to get that everything gathering back together. Opening away from the center, gathering back together. Goes without saying, but I'm a Pilates teacher, so I'm going to say it. We're going to keep the core nice and steady, nice and held, okay? That's just to say we're not arching uncontrollably away from the surface underneath you, okay? On the other side then, we're doing chest press with that leg extension. That's our kind of little leg kick theme there. Pushing into the heels, active through those legs. Wrist and ankle flexion and extensions here. Finish with everything extended, palms face, out, squeeze together. Out, squeeze together. Keep that core nice and steady, breath nice and steady in all four limbs, gorgeous and long and extended with intention, stretching out, squeezing back in. You can take these at whatever pace. I'm whizzing through these, but you can take them nice and ooey gooey and slow and squeezy if that works for you as well. Okay, we're going to take the hand weights down out of the way this time. I'm going to work with the ropes. So I've just dropped the spring down a little bit, either going to a medium and a light. On this reformer it's yellow and blue, or a double medium, yellow, whatever works for you. Into some core work here then. So I've taken the arms just slightly further forward than normal. You can add in an optional curl up if that works for you. Leg kicks forward, a little bit like an alternating single leg stretch, and then into double. We're going to do this with a hand lift and press and lift and press, and adding in that curl up option as well. Exhale, press everything away. Inhale, curl in. And then we'll go for another round. Pull the knee, pull the knee, pull the knee, pull the knee, stretch the leg, stretch the leg, stretch the leg, stretch the leg, keeping that center super steady. And ease up, feet back down onto the foot bar, hands back down onto the little pegs. Take a breather. Okay, we're going to whiz around next to face the back. So I'm going down to a light or a medium spring. I'm on a yellow if that helps. Headrest is flat. We're going to face the back. We're going to hold on to the hand ropes. I'm going to do some half roll back, some rotation side to side for the obliques. And I'm not going to forget about that little leg kick option as well. So first of all, hands into the little hoops. Just sit up nice and tall. Just get that feeling of half roll back. So you tuck the pelvis under, engage the glutes, scoop the center. You're controlling the movement of the carriage entirely by the movement and the curve and the stretch of your back here. Very satisfying. Take as many as you need to get things going here. Shoulders working lightly but continuously just to hold those springs. Here we go, full version. So I've got one ankle crossed over the other. I take that little curve of the lower back. I then add on a rotation in the mid spine. So I twist. I'm making an L shape with my arms, one to the side, one up to the ceiling. Once you've got that feeling, you can add on a little leg kick. Ding! A little ta-da, if you will. Okay, everything comes back into center, lifts up smoothly. Exhale, tuck, curl, rotate the rib cage. One arm to the side, one arm high. Hold everything strong. You could even, as I'm doing here, if you want to progress, hold that position and just take those leg kicks up and down, working through the hip flexors. We'll do that same thing on the other side. Don't forget to cross the other ankle over. Find that curve, that twist. and then bring it back up to center first and then lift up nice and tall. I think here I realise that I'm drooping my arm down a little bit. There we go, make an adjustment, arm right out to the side, scoop and twist, and then from here with control a lift and lower, recenter, lift up, unless of course you want to take that harder version whereby you hold it as hard work for that top shoulder mostly. Keep the core nice and controlled, and we take that long leg lift up and down. Don't forget to breathe, exhale, squeeze up, inhale, control down. Nice, take 2 or 3 here, and then recenter and reset. Great opportunity for a little hamstring stretch whilst we're here, not forgetting that little hamstring stretch focus in our leg kick week. If you've still got the ankles crossed, maybe a good idea to do it on the other side. Hey, plenty of things on a reformer to grab hold of to give yourself a bit of leverage and lengthen forward over the hamstrings. Okay, I'm going to load up a long box now. I'm going to leave it on a medium spring or a heavy spring. We're going to work into the triceps here with a kind of a prone position, so a plank-like position, and we're going to take kind of inspiration from the mat series from leg kick, so kicking the butt behind you basically. So here I've got my hands nestled together in the middle of the foot bar, and crucially I'm sending my elbows down to the floor or down to the springs, okay? They're going to want to flare out to the side, making it more chesty, more bicepy. This is going to target the triceps more, just like you would if you're doing a tricep press up, for example. You can add in your single leg kick from mat work here. So as you bend the elbows, pulse, pulse. As you stretch the leg away, push the box away. Kick, kick, stretch everything. So we're still working through that kind of tricep press up pattern. We've just added in an alternating leg. That's important. Right and then left. Kick, kick, stretch. And again, we've got this little opportunity to revisit the flexed foot. We love revisiting a little theme throughout a session. We've got that flexed foot, heel coming in. From here, I've separated my hands on the foot bar, so I'm in a kind of, that's almost like a star-like position, and I've gone double kick and then that gorgeous back extension. Again, mimicking what you do in mat work. You could, if you're staying true to mat work, even turn the head side to side and get that little stretch through the neck, or you can just keep the head steady. Of course, we do that on the floor because we're lying down on the floor. Turn the nose to one side. Double leg, kick, kick, and as you extend, push down through those hands, get that gorgeous upper back extension, and then bring everything in smoothly. Okay, don't mind my awkward faffery transition into this one now. You're going to want a foot bar out of the way. And we're going to go into a leg swing, okay? So you're going to hoist yourself, get a long hoop over your leg, adopt a 4-point kneeling position, nice and squarely on your box, and we're going to keep the leg long and squeeze it back. So we're working, in this working leg, the muscles down the back of the leg, glutes and hamstrings predominantly, but there's an awful lot of core control, back, shoulders, core, everything working. And the other leg as well, working on the box to keep you nice and steady. Depending on your spring choice, I think I either went light spring, which is a blue on this reformer, or I might have been lazy and kept it on that medium spring, which is a yellow on these reformers. But something light to medium here. And you just want to be checking that either you yourself or your clients here are staying as steady and as central on that box as possible. The leg is off center. The leg will feel like it is going to be slightly out to the side to avoid the box. So you're not going to go completely central. Whilst you're up here, you could also add in just a few little bits of glute work here. So just a straight donkey kick like you would do maybe in a mat class, just working into the glutes and then the side as well. Any kind of sequence works. I'm doing a couple to the back and a couple to the side. Again, it's a really good opportunity whilst you're kind of square over the box, because you could just do this as easily on the floor, but whilst you're square over the box, you can use that visualization to get your center, your torso as square and rectangular over the top of the box. It's really good for helping people or yourself to identify if you're taking like a little lean over to the side. You'll see the slightly advanced option I've got here, seeing as we are on a reformer, you can just hold the box out, the spring slightly stretched by holding onto a rope, thus increasing the strength and the control and the stability challenge here as well. So a nice option to have up your sleeve if you do find yourself on a reformer here. From here, We're going to swivel around in a minute and we're going to take the tree, but we're going to do the tree on a long box, okay? So we don't need any springs particularly for this one, but it's nice to put some on so as to keep the cabbage nice and steady. And I'm not here, but you can also work with the foot strap for an extra bit of stability. So we're going to start with those leg extensions, thus making it fit our leg kick theme here. You can roll down with control, or you should indeed roll down with control. And it's nice to do it on the long box because you're not hanging off the back, which can feel a little bit spooky for some people. So you've got that extra little bit of reassurance and control here. So we're going to extend kick 1, kick 2. Third one is going to stay up. This becomes your stable tree trunk. That leg isn't going anywhere. Ease yourself down, take a dramatic back bend, and then you've got a curl up, which can be helped either by that foot strap or by pulling yourself up with your tree trunk, okay? But really we're going to use the strength of the core here. I think I'm just going to show you the full version on the short box. Yes, I am. That was very thoughtful of me. Here we go. So you're going to extend that leg. You're going to be hanging backwards a little bit more here. Kick 1, kick 2, kick 3, hold. That leg becomes your stable tree trunk. The back bend goes a little bit further now over that short box. And then exhale, use the strength of your core to pull you up. Lengthen the spine here. So we've finished that little finale of the tree. Rather than being in that flexed, curved back like I am here at the beginning, you're going to use your leg or your tree trunk as leverage to extend your back. Pull yourself upright and try and get your chest and your thighs close together. You'll see it happen here. We're going to stretch up and then release. Okay, my favourite sequence coming up. After you've had a wiggle and a jiggle and a stretch, debox your reformer. Keep a medium spring on. We're going to do a little leg kick side lying series. What I always remind people here is you don't have to be scrunched entirely up on your reformer mat. Get your butt down towards the spring end of things. Spread out, give yourself a fighting chance. Okay, leg kicks first. So we're going to keep that leg up on that kind of horizontal level, on that hip level. Okay, so you can remind yourself or others not to start letting that leg droop down. And again, here we are. We've got the leg kicks. We've revisited that foot flex pushing through the heel, little motif that we were playing with earlier. Kick through that heel, tuck the knee up. Once you've done a few of these, I think I've done maybe 10 here, we're going to keep the leg long and kick it forward and back again, a la mat work series here, forward leg kick that you might do lying or kneeling. We're going to keep that leg long. Here we need a little brace through the core as we start that return journey, working for sure those deep stabilizing core muscles, the hamstrings at the back of the leg, pulling that leg back into alignment. Exhale, pull back. Once you've done 6 to 8 of those, we're going to keep the leg just slightly further forward on an angle. I always tell people to aim for the kind of the front corner of their reformer. Just ever so slightly forward. You've got that external rotation in the hips that we started the class with. So a turnout basically of that top leg. And we're going to lift up and we're going to pull down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, keep that leg long, brace through the core. Try not to scrumple the upper body too much. We're going as high as the flexibility allows here. And we're going to finish off this strong leg kick series with some pulses. We're going to push and pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep the breath nice and steady. The carriage will wobble a little bit, that's okay. And then you're going to tuck that knee up, de-strap. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, of course. Generally, I advise people to lie all the way down on the ribs here. Some people prefer to be popped up, which I'm not super against, but I prefer to be led fully down so you get that kind of lower horizontal level. So some people prefer to be on the elbow, just like I did just a second there. So we're going to start with these leg presses. Exhale, push through the heel. And another thing to try and think about intentionally, which I don't think I am here, having a look at my back here, but as you push that heel away, is trying to mimic that in the upper body as well. So you get this little moment, this little chance of having a full body stretch as the heel pushes away, also reaching the crown of the head away. It can be really nice to get that sense of length and brace through the core as well. Again, without letting that top leg droop down, now we're going to take these forward leg kicks and back, trying to keep it on that level, keep that leg long. Good job we did those hamstring stretches earlier. We're going to take the leg as far as you can with control, knowing that you can pull it back in line with the rest of the body. Inhale forward, exhale, squeeze back. Everything is smooth and continuous, very fluid through this section, through this leg kick section. And then we're going to go up to the top. We've got a good view of what's going on here in the back. So we're not rocking and rolling too much around in the pelvis, but we've got that slight feeling of externally rotating in the hip, turning that leg out. So as your kneecap is saying hello to your ear hole there. And then we bring it back down to parallel as we drop back down. Or rather squeeze back down. There's nothing droppy about it, is there? Let's face it. Lift up with control, get that stretch, brace through the core, pull that leg down, get those adductors going again. Once you've done your set of 6 high leg kicks here, we're going to swing that leg just slightly further forward on the diagonal. We're going to pulse, 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 pulse. Don't be alarmed if the carriage is moving slightly, but this is much smaller and nippier than those initial leg kicks. And then you're going to tuck the knee forward, whiz that rope off. Finale set then here on the reformer. You're going to reinstate your foot bar. I'm going for a middle spring, which is 1 strong spring. If someone's in a smaller, lighter body, they might need less support. If someone's in a larger, heavier body, they might need a little bit more support. So bear that in mind. We're going for a little and a plank set here. So first of all, keep those knees down, bring those hips forward so you've got a fairly steady knees down plank position here. Now you can do this with a straight leg or in bent knee, or I'm going to do a little alternating version, swinging that leg through forward, a little bit like a mountain climber situation, and using the glute to squeeze that leg up behind me. I'm not doing a fantastic job at not rocking and rolling my pelvis here, so that's something to look at. Tuck and then squeeze from the glutes, trying not to open that hip too much and trying to keep that mat back. You see I did a little adjustment there. Try and keep that mat back so the knee is further back than the hip. You can also, if someone's feeling, I've just loaded myself an extra spring there, you'll notice I was tired at this point, you can do that same thing in a full plank version, which arguably is easier for that knee tuck. Okay, full plank, knee tuck, that little leg kick up to the back. So it's a little bit like leg pull front from the mat work series, that kind of thing, if you want to reference the classical Pilates reference here, rather than plank and mountain climbers. Really good for focusing on the core strength and that positioning, so at that back that you're not opening the hip like I was a little bit there, but you're also not kind of scrumpling into that lower back and arching the lower back. I've got a baggy top on here, so it makes it look a little bit droopy than I believe is truly happening under there. And then I'm finishing up here by just gently drawing the carriage in and just getting my final little hamstring stretch and flexed foot little check in here as I take a standing fold down, which I like to do because you can grab hold of the edge of the reformer carriage and use that as a little bit of leverage to get that deeper stretch. Okay, my friends, always nice to finish in a lunge, isn't it? We've done a lot of leg work here. Also good here to visit that little feeling of ankle flexion as well, just like we visited lots of times in the class. Hopefully you'll see it on this side. Once you drop down, you can extend that foot, or you can keep it flexed, or maybe you can go through a little extension and flexion through that ankle. Nice just to take a final little recap. I hope you enjoyed our movement together. Ta-da! See you here soon. Take care now.